It makes me very happy to have the chance today to tell you all briefly why we love this church. My family and I have been attending Plymouth regularly since June of 2008, and my husband Kane and I joined the following September. We started looking for a church home as soon as we moved here in 2005 and attended churches all over Milwaukee for 3 years trying to find a match. Each Sunday we felt discouraged by what we found lacking, and it became difficult to stay motivated in our search. It was at this point that we came to Plymouth. This particular Sunday in June happened to be a confirmation Sunday. 3 youth were being confirmed that day, so each of them had a moment to speak about their own faith journey and what they had learned through confirmation classes. As we were listening to them speak, I was so moved by their articulate accounts of where each of them was in their faith journey, and I was particularly touched by their views of inclusivity and love as it related to living a Christian life. By the end of the first person's testimony, I was literally in tears, and by the end of the third, we knew we had found our church. The speeches they gave that day were better than all the sermons we had heard for the past 3 years. And as we looked at our young son, we couldn't help but think that maybe if we teach him well and we raise him in this church, perhaps someday he could turn out like one of those youth. We have only grown to love Plymouth more since that day. I'm sure Andrew and Bridget will be happy to hear that in the following Sundays we found their sermons to be just as inspiring as the confirmands. When we think of their sermons and all that we value here at Plymouth, we're reminded of the purpose statement of the church. No matter who you are and where you are on life's journey, you are welcome here to discover meaning in life, grow in relationship with God, and serve neighbors near and far. For me, church is where I'm reminded of the beauty in my life and the world around me, but it is also where I'm challenged to be better. This is what Plymouth is for me. When I am here, I am moved. Our incredibly gifted pastors give sermons that make me think, inspire me to pray, and move me to be better, to better the world in whatever ways I can. For me, the impact Plymouth has on my life starts with their sermons, but runs through every part of our church. Whether it is Plymouth's involvement in Micah, Pathfinders, Equality Wisconsin, mission trips, or other numerous ways we contribute to the greater good of those in need, we are a church whose purpose statement is more than just a statement. We are a church that takes action. And for Kane and I, it has meant we have had both the inspiration and the support to help in our own unique ways, such as the benefit recital we gave with Ingrid last May for Pathfinders. We are also a church that cares deeply about our children, and since we now have 2 young boys, it is very important to us. We value so much the emphasis and care that is put into the children's Sunday school program and look forward to the day when our boys take part in it. Honestly, the list is too long to name every reason why we love Plymouth, but I will say this, that for all of the tangible reasons we know we love this church, there is something that is simply spiritual about this place for me. When I'm at Plymouth, I just feel right. As I listen to the sermons, as I look across our congregation, as I gaze into the children's eyes, I know this is where I'm supposed to be. I thank God for Plymouth, for the ways it makes me and my family better. I thank God for every time another person has felt God's grace because of Plymouth. As our family grows and we plan for the future, we are faced with the continual challenge of balancing our priorities. So for us, we care deeply about the impact of each dollar spent, saved, or given. It makes us feel good when we contribute to Plymouth because we know it will take our beliefs and put them into action. On November 8th, each of us has the opportunity to see our beliefs amplified. So I hope you will join me in pledging your support to God's work in our community and in our lives through Plymouth, our church.